Today, we're going to talk about giving ourselves permission. Welcome to Living a Limitless Life. I help people connect to a positive self-identity for growth and expansion in all areas of our life. All right, why do we seek it from others and not give it to ourselves? We don't feel comfortable giving ourselves permission. We go and ask someone, what do you think? What are your thoughts on something before we do it? Because we have been taught our whole lives to seek permission. It starts with our parents. It's with our teachers at school, whether it's grammar school, high school, college, and it's with our bosses when we start working. So starting with our parents, of course, when we're born, they're guiding us and teaching us how to be in the world. And we seek permission from them. We ask them, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I have this? Can I not have this? And they're telling us yes, or they're telling us no. And so we're looking outside of ourselves to gain acceptance or approval, because permission is a form of acceptance and approval when we're seeking it. And our parents sometimes approve of who we are, and sometimes they don't approve of who we are. So we seek that validation or acceptance mainly from our primary caregivers, our parents usually, and they guide us and tell us what's acceptable or what's not acceptable. And then we move on in our lives to school, and then our teachers. Everything has been laid out for us. Our parents lay everything out for us. They choose everything for us, our clothing, what we're going to eat. And I'm talking when we're really young, and then eventually we start choosing this stuff on our own. But sometimes our parents may disagree and not like the choices that we make, so we choose other things and to please them instead of choosing what we really want. And then we go to school, and the teachers lay out the lesson plans. They lay out what the homework assignments are going to be, when the test dates are. Everything is laid out for us. We're not really thinking on our own and deciding these things for ourselves. We are looking to a teacher or somebody outside of ourselves to find out what to do, how to live life, how do we make decisions. You know, what do I like? What don't I like? It's usually told to us what we like and don't like. Don't like this, but like that. And sometimes we don't really sit with ourselves and decide, well, what do I like? And what do I not like? And then we go into our jobs, our careers, and our bosses tell us what to do in accordance with the company wants. So the departments that we work in, they have a focus on the goals that we're going to meet, the things that we're going to do. Our job description is laid out. So everything is laid out for us our whole lives. And then you get into advertising. Advertising tells us what to buy, what to like, what not to like, what to look like, what to wear. A lot of it is just given to us, so we don't really think about it. We just see something on TV and go, oh, that's something that I want. I'm going to go buy it. Or it's something that we don't need and we go buy it. It's always given to us as directing us and guiding us through commercials that we watch, magazines, movies that we watch. They're planting seeds on what to like and what not to like. And we don't really sometimes sit back and think, well, what do I like? Well, it looks like everybody else likes this, so I guess I like it too. So it's a wonder that we just wake up one day and we're like, what do I like? We don't even know sometimes who we are. I know I felt a little bit of disconnection with myself, and I was kind of like, what do I really like? What is right for me and what is not right for me? And sometimes I would get triggered, and then I would realize that I didn't like something because it kind of bubbled up. When we get triggered, it's denying ourselves. It's a repetition or a pattern of continually denying ourselves the things that we like, or the things of who we want to be, or how we want to express ourselves, whatever it is, because we're always seeking permission outside of ourselves, or somebody tells us what to do or where to go. It could be a spouse, it could be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it could be a friend, and their personality may be stronger than our personality, and they may voice their opinion stronger than our opinion, and they don't ask us, what do you like? They just state what they like, and we just kind of go along with it. And sometimes we may feel bad to say, no, I don't want to do that, because we're afraid maybe we might upset them, or possibly they may not be happy if we don't want to do what they want to do. And so we compromise ourselves to please other people. So a lot of this is, really when we start getting triggered, it's really deciding, okay, what's the cause of this trigger and why am I getting triggered? A lot of it, again, is because we've been denying ourselves. We've been seeking approval and permission outside of ourselves. Let's say that you want to start dancing, going to dance classes. And then instead of just going to dance classes, you might kind of doubt yourself, and then you ask a friend, hey, I'm thinking about going to dance class. And then the friend goes, I would never do dance class. I would never want to do that. And then you kind of may think about it and say, well, maybe I shouldn't do dance class. So that's a form of asking for approval or permission from somebody else. Now, if they said, I love dance class, you might get more excited and go, I'm going to go do dance class. But sometimes we gauge on what we're going to do in life by the permission of others or somebody else's perspective on something that we like for ourselves. And that's something we kind of want to steer away from and really get to know ourselves, get back to who we are, and decide what do I like and what do I not like. So that leads me into the next section here is how to start giving yourself permission and not feel like you need to seek it outside of yourself, like through a friend or some type of quote authority figure, somebody that you feel that is an authority figure. And sometimes we give the permission over to people we feel are authority figures. The only person who knows what's right for you is you. Nobody else, somebody else can give their input or opinion, but honestly, the main person who knows what's right for you is yourself. No one can really give that to you because they're basing it on their experiences or what they like and don't like. And you have to base it on what you like and your own experiences and what feels right for you. So a little exercise that you can start off with doing is really just sitting with yourself. Sit down, get a piece of paper, and write down, what do I like? Who am I? What are some of my personality traits? I'm compassionate, I'm kind, I have integrity. Really look at some of the personality traits that you have, and then the things that you like to do. What are some of that you like to hike, you like to walk, you like to watch movies, you like to go out and eat, you like to travel. Whatever those things are, write them down and really understand yourself and who you are, and then kind of understand where your boundaries are. Like, what is it that you feel whenever your boundaries are crossed, you'll feel it right away. You'll feel like you'll tense up. You feel uncomfortable. You may say yes to something, but inside your body is saying no. You just don't feel good about it. You may go and do something and then go home later and you resented that you went and did that. You may even resent the person, which it's really not the person's fault. It's really falls on us for not having the courage to speak up and say we didn't want to do something or go somewhere or eat something or try something. Sometimes people get really pressury and pushy and they're like, come on, do this. Or, they really kind of push you into it. And that's where you have to stand in your own identity and do what you want to do and give yourself permission to stand in your own identity, to stand in what you like and what's best for you. And you can do it with respect to yourself and the other person and just really be firm and say, I don't really want to do this. I know, thank you so much, thanks for inviting me, but that's not what I want to do. Anyway, I'll see you later, and just kind of break away from that conversation or redirect the conversation into something else, just to, if the person is being pushy. Most people will just say, okay, that's fine. You say, no, I don't want to do that tonight, but we can get together some other time, or, just say no, and people will accept that most of the time. But there are some of those people who will press upon you as to what they want to do, and they want you to do it with them. So it's okay to say no, and it's taking steps. It's taking kind of like, I had to take like baby steps to really stand in my own identity, stand in my own self, and say no. And also really look at myself and see, what do I like and what do I not like? Where do I want to spend my time? Where do I not want to spend my time? Who do I want to spend my time with? Who do I not want to spend my time with? And actually give permission to myself to say no and not spend time with people that I don't want to spend time with, or not do things that I don't want to do things, because I would go and do things because I didn't want to upset them, or I didn't have enough courage to say no, or I was concerned about, what do I look like if I tell them no? But other people didn't have an issue telling me no if maybe I might invite them somewhere and they told me no, and I was perfectly fine with it. So why did I feel so guilty about saying no to someone else? It was just, a lot of this stems from our family upbringing of, people pleasing and just giving, ourselves away to other people and what they want to do, but really not doing what we want to do and what's right for ourselves. So another thing is, just take little steps towards not seeking that approval or acceptance outside of ourselves through, quote, like trying to gain permission from somebody to get the okay outside of ourselves to do things that we want to do in our lives, whatever that may be. If you want to branch off and do a hobby, or you want to branch off and do another job, or whatever it may be, you have to really see if this is what you want and this is right for you, because what's right for you may not be right for somebody else. So we don't want to go outside of ourselves and seek that permission from other people. Express the things that, another step is to express the things that you like to do and not be concerned if somebody approves of it or not, to not gain like social permission from people by their response. Like we may say, oh, I want to go horseback riding. And then we look to see, well, did they approve of that? Did they say yes? Did they say no? Are they going to say a negative comment or not? Instead, just stand strong in your thoughts of, I want to go, I would love to go horseback riding. I think I'm going to look into that. And if somebody goes, oh, I don't like horseback riding, then you're like, oh, really? I'm really interested in it. I'm going to go, and not, not seek that permission from them. If they say they don't like it, you may go, oh, well, yeah, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't go. I don't think I'm really not that interested in it. You might backtread and be like, well, I'm not that interested in it, when you really are interested in it. So really stand in what you want and what you like, no matter what somebody's response is to you. Feel a lot of times, well, actually most of the time, we can feel things that are right for us and things that are not right for us. So feel into it. If somebody's, when you're really starting to stand in your own self, and really, you want to start feeling into what's right for you. We feel everything. We can feel what's right for us and what's not right for us. And that's usually a nice way to guide ourselves into saying yes to something or no to something. We usually feel it right away. Take small steps, build yourself up, start saying no to small things, start expressing how you feel about something. Before, there were times when I would feel a little insecure about expressing my wants or my likes or my dislikes in a respectful manner, and I wouldn't say anything. So just start out with small steps of saying the things that you like or the things that you don't like, or giving another perspective to something that somebody says. And it's just taking those small little steps until we feel really good in expressing who we are, and no matter what situation that we're in. A little, just kind of sum everything up, there was an example of when I was working in the corporate world, I used to be the go-to person, and I would figure everything out. And I'd be like, oh, I can figure this out, I can figure that out. And so many people would I kind of enabled them. They were like, I don't have to figure this out. Michelle will figure it out. I'll just give it to her. And then my desk was like I was so overwhelmed, because I not only had my work to do, but I was doing all of these things for other people as well. And I felt a sense of value from people depending on me like that, which wasn't really a good thing for myself. And it wasn't really standing in my own my own self identity to gain value outside of myself, instead of knowing that I'm valuable just for who I am, not for the work that I do or the extra things that I do. And so I had to really train myself to not speak up when I knew the answer, or not speak up when I knew how to figure something out, and let that person figure it out on their own, because they need to do it for their job. I don't need to do it for my job. So I took all my might, because it was going against the grain of who I knew myself to be, which is I'll take care of it, I'll do it, I'll figure it out, and being the go-to person, and really kind of act like not like not putting myself out there to go do something. So over time, I felt a lot more comfortable, and I didn't feel as guilty not speaking up for something that I don't need to speak up for. It's not my lane. I'm not supposed to be over there doing their job. I'm supposed to be over here doing my job. I don't have to figure things out for everybody. And that also came with me really connecting to myself more, and not gaining my validation through being the go-to person, and really being validated within myself and comfortable within myself, just concentrating on what I wanted to do, or who I wanted to be, or the work that I need to do. I don't need to please somebody else by trying to figure things out for them to get my validation. I validate myself knowing that I'm already validated by the person that I am and the things that I choose to do or not do. So if you like this video, subscribe below and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next subject. All right, it's good talking to you. Bye.